Portable diad cradle for rental trucks and personal vehicles. Gives you your turn-by-turn. So a few years ago, I saw a driver post a video of the Diad 6 activating turn-by-turn navigation by using a magnet on the back. So I made this portable Diad cradle out of just Dollar Tree items and Harbor Freight items. And you can activate turn-by-turn navigation in a rental vehicle or a personal vehicle, whatever you're driving. The portable Diad cradle itself is simple. It's just a cradle attached to a cup holder, held up with a big magnet in the back, and I put some weight in the base so it doesn't tip over. And this is my prototype. Kind of crude. I'm going to make another one here. These are the items I'm going to use to make the cradle. I have a dough chopper from the Dollar Tree, a bag of stones just to add weight to the base. I got this metal spatula just to hold up the cradle. I got this car ashtray just for the cup holder. Then from Harbor Freight, I got some JB Weld type epoxy, and then I got this hook magnet that is pretty powerful. I'm going to be using my cheap Harbor Freight angle grinder just to make some slices in that dough chopper so that I can fold and bend it into the cradle. Then I'm going to use just some cheap acrylic caulk. It's really just for the stones that are going to go in the base, just so they don't rattle around. I'll probably use epoxy to hold the lid on, and I may even duct tape it a little at the end just to make it a little more secure than the first one I made. I just used my angle grinder to slice into this handle on the spatula, and I'm going to break this off. Comes right out, and then we got the spatula to use as a backing plate for our cradle. So for our actual cradle, using the dough cutter, we're going to come in 1.25 inches on each side and make a mark, and then I'm going to slice this bottom rounded part all the way through with the angle grinder so that we can fold the edges in. Finish the cuts all the way through. So I just used some pliers to straighten out the edges and straighten out the bottom, because we'll make a little tight curl on the bottom to hold it, and we'll fold these edges inside. We're going to start our bend, because of the curve on the side of the diad, about 1/4 inch from where our cut line was on each side. I have the two side pieces wrapped around to each other and the edges bent up. Now to wrap the bottom around and curl it for a little lip, you want roughly 5 inches from where the bottom of the diad sits to where the magnet will be that will activate the turn-by-turn. Right at the top of where the battery ends on the back of the diad. So I've wrapped the bottom up and around. I used some channel locks in my needle nose, and I put a little lip on the sides to hold the diad in. Probably squeeze those a little more, but really need to get a diad in there to really get it perfect. Then we're going to attach this to our cup holder. So my first one didn't really connect well at the bottom of the cup holder. So this one here, I took the top part and I kind of cut it with a razor knife and my grinder, and I got it to fit nicely. And we're going to stick the spatula down that hole. Add some rocks and caulk to give that thing some weight. We will probably flatten the spatula out a little bit so it's not such an extreme angle. So it'll mount right on the back of here. So I used less than half this bag of rocks from the Dollar Tree, and I just mixed it up with a little bit of this caulk just to keep them all together. It's totally unnecessary. I'm going to caulk the bottom of the spatula when I throw it in there, so hopefully it'll stick. And then, like I said, I'm going to JB weld that lid on there. Yeah, on to the next part. So I just lathered up the spatula in the back of it with this epoxy mixture. I'm going to smooth it out a little more. Did the bottom. I'm going to clamp it, put the magnet on, and leave it to dry. So you can make sure your magnet sits at the 5-inch mark, because that's the point it has to be at. And then I'm just going to let this epoxy set and dry. Once it's cured up a bit, just hit it with a little spray paint, clean it up. Portable diad cradle for rental trucks and personal vehicles. Gives you your turn-by-turn. So there is my new diad cradle holder compared to my last one. I'll give it a shot once I'm in a rental. I also found this real nice cup holder with the phone holder that extends to 4.5 inches, so it should be enough for a diad. We'll just see if that arm is strong enough to actually hold the diad. Test that out too coming up.